back to Pixie Heart Club, where dreams, magic, and heartwarming conversations come to life. I'm your co-host, Troy Nicole.
And I'm Brittany. Welcome back to Pixie Heart Club.
Yay! After another spring break.
We did warn y'all that spring is like our most convoluted life time, so we will just be jumping through. But we're back. It's been nice. It's been nice. Did you guys enjoy watching our other videos because you missed us so much?
Because you missed us so much, so you had to watch reruns?
Yeah, because you guys are great. Yeah. Okay. We're going to go jump right into Pixie Bulletin because we actually have a lot of things to talk about. And Troy does not know any of these things. So we get to hear her response to them. Okay. First things first, I'm the realist. You know the Disney card game Larkana?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm actually thinking about getting into Larkana. I'm scared. I don't know if
Really?
it's something I should do or not, but I'm intrigued by the whole card game. Like I want to actually like go to an event.
A lot of lore.
It does, and I'm worried. But there's a new update. The trading card has 3 different 2026 expansions. So it's the Wilds Unknown, Attack of the Vine, and then it's a new story based off of, it's called the Illumineers Quest, and I think the Illumineers Quest has the characters from Outward. Is it called Outward? The Pixar one, Outward. That's
inward.
What it is.
Outward, inward.
Onward?
Onward.
There we go. So I'm like, Outward doesn't sound
outward,
right.
Inward.
So that's update number 1. Again, I'm really debating it. If any of y'all play Larkana, can like somebody point me in the right direction? Because I've watched a ton of YouTube videos and I have no idea truly where to start. I'm actually gravely concerned about starting SAT because I feel like it's going to be a commitment that I cannot keep up with. So the next one, you know who Sadie Sink is?
Yes.
Okay, so Sadie Sink has signed a 5-film deal with Marvel.
Oh, that's right. I did see that.
People are saying that they think she's going to be cast as Jean Grey, which kind of confuses me because if I'm not mistaken, she's in the new Spider-Man movie.
She is.
Yeah, so she's been cast in Brand New Day. So I was like, I don't see X-Men being in Brand New Day.
I don't think that's who she's going to play.
I know. I'm guessing that in Brand New Day, her character is going to be introduced, but I cannot think of what film she would be in. I don't think, I looked at her picture. Jean Grey is not who I think of.
I don't think that's who she's going to be either.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're trying to like combine Spider-Man with the new X-Men movies, I don't know, but I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'm not really sure, but I don't think so. Another reboot is coming. Can you guess which show is getting a reboot?
It's a show.
It is a show.
Is it an animation or is it like real people?
It is an animation show. I'm not sure if it's going to come back. It has to come back animated. I don't think it's going to come back live action.
Who's it by?
It's a Disney one.
Oh, it's a reboot.
And it was a popular show back in the day.
And it's a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And they're rebooting it. I haven't heard of this one. What is it?
Darkwing Duck.
Really?
Yep. Darkwing Duck is getting a reboot.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know how to feel about it because if you go back and watch Darkwing Duck as an adult, the level of misogyny and sexism and like it's like cringe level. I just don't know if they're going to be able to capture the true essence of Darkwing Duck and not let him keep that aspect of himself. I don't know.
Maybe they'll give him a different bad quality.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't think it's for me, and I'm gonna do what I'm saying about the One Who Shall Not Be Named new series, and I just will not watch it.
That's kind of been my little like general consensus of like, if y'all want to do the reboots, that's cool, but I'm not gonna be doing a lot of the reboots because I want something new.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's see. My list is long. Okay, the next one. Have you heard of the anime Witch Hat Atelier?
Yes.
Okay, apparently it's getting rave reviews already.
Really? Okay.
And I'm waiting because I think it just started. It's one of the spring releases.
I can't do animes that just start. I gotta wait.
Yeah, I have to wait for the first season to be fully done so that I can watch it at my own pace and not feel like I'm missing anything. Plus, I don't want to start talking about the animes on my social media because I don't want anything to come up about them so I don't get spoiled.
Exactly.
But apparently it's got fantastic visuals and they say that the world building is very good. I don't know, but I'm hoping that it'll be one that we get to talk about later because it's on my list of things that I want to watch. Also, another anime that premiered recently that I have to wait for it to end is I want to end this love game is the title of it,
I
and
haven't
it is
heard
a
that one.
romance anime. And it is two friends, it's childhood friends playing a say I love you without getting flustered game.
Oh,
I feel like it's going to be cute,
that sounds cute.
but I have to wait until that one does as well because I can't watch romance animes like as they premiere because like they be stopping at the weirdest points and
Yeah.
this thing and it be pissing me off. I'm like, I can't wait. I need to go longer than that. Let's see. Going through the list. Oh, no, that was the last one. Bet. Was there any more? No. That was all of them.
Okay.
I wrote all of my stuff down. Good job. Okay.
Okay, so on to today's topic. I feel like we've talked about something like this here and there in all of our little podcasts where we emphasize, even if we don't necessarily get into it, that we both consider ourselves Disney adults, which
Yes.
is a bit, just a little bit controversial
Social
in
media
today's
makes it seem like we
society.
are just the craziest people on the
Yeah.
planet.
And so we're going to talk all things Disney adult today, like what we think of ourselves as Disney adults, where that came from, and all the things. But first things first, what do you consider a Disney adult? Like in your head, what classifies a Disney adult?
Somebody that enjoys Disney as an adult. Like, I don't think it goes further. I don't think it goes further than that.
You know, it's
I think
go
there's
ahead.
extremes, but I think
Yeah.
the general consensus is I am a person that thoroughly enjoys all things Disney as
Mhm.
a full-fledged, well-adjusted adult.
I would agree. And I think it's interesting because I saw this when I was like a few days ago, I was looking up stuff about Disney adults for this episode. And I saw a really interesting comment on TikTok. And it was of
Mm.
this Disney adults TikTok. And someone in the comments is like, I don't consider this person a Disney adult. And I guess because in their version, like she was too calm or whatever. And somebody in the comment section was just like, no, she's definitely a Disney adult. And they were like arguing. And someone made a comment that was really interesting. He was like, I found out recently that everyone's version of Disney adult is so different. So whether you consider somebody a Disney adult depends on your version of what a Disney adult is. Some
Mm.
people think anyone who's an adult and like you said likes Disney more than, average is a Disney adult. Some people who think that Disney adults aren't casual people like you and I wouldn't be considered a Disney adult because we're too casual about it, but they're talking about
Mm.
people who are like spending lots of money, who have like excessive amounts of headbands and merch and who won't talk about bad about Disney, stuff like that, and like kind of like a delusional stand type way. And then
Yes.
there's people who think that a Disney adult is like only people who go to the parks all the time. So it really just depends on how you see it. Like in my opinion, I feel like you said, there are extremes to being in any
Yes.
fandom. Like you
It's
can
just
be an
another
extremist in
fandom.
anything. But in my opinion, a Disney adult is someone who likes Disney more than the average person. Like, most people
Yes.
like, you have a favorite Disney movie because, you grew up watching The Lion King or Little Mermaid, Cinderella, whatever. And then there are people like us who like Disney a hell of a lot more than just, nostalgia. So
We're
in
still
my
very
opinion,
much in it. We're still
yeah,
very much invested in it, and
yeah.
we like talking about the new stuff. And like most people kind of
Where
phase out of Disney when they get older. We just
Yeah.
didn't.
But where I feel like you and I differ is that we aren't the type of people who are going to say like Disney is this all great company. At the end of the day, Disney is run by people and that's just how it is. So if they do something wrong, like they do something wrong. Like it's not gonna be us sitting here being like, oh, there's nothing wrong with them raising prices to $600. Like no, like there's something wrong with that.
Like,
Like the people who run Disney are capitalistic, and that is 100% true. So we're not the type of Disney adults who are gonna sit here and be like everything is all great and fantastic.
no.
Literally, if you ever want to know if I'm delusional, remind yourself that I have picked apart the new Percy Jackson TV show, The Gods,
We did a
and
whole series on it.
the whole series of us like picking it apart. And I am a cringy ass millennial who loves Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
So I am not, neither one of us are against, pointing out things that are wrong. But in our case, we do agree that you and I are Disney adults. And I don't
Yeah,
think anything's wrong with that.
this is my thing. And this is kind of social media's fault, honestly,
Mhm.
because s- being a Disney adult is the same thing as being an anime fan or like whatever fandoms you like. It's literally the same thing. It's
Mhm.
just that Disney has a physical representation of a place that we can go to when we want to that
Yeah.
like encompasses all of it. Because if there was a world or a park or something that was like sports related or um and like I said, sports, anime, whatever thing you like, if there was a place devoted to that, like people would spend thousands of dollars to go. And last time I checked, they do because
That
they
was
go
it. They
to games.
do.
Yeah, they go to games and stadiums, and people booked out like year in advance for FIFA and World Cup and all that other stuff. And like nobody's looking at them crazy because they spent $3,000 to go sit at the stadium to watch the quarterfinals. Like,
Like,
but I spent
literally,
less than that to go to Disney, and now I'm a crazy Disney adult. Like,
American football fans will literally win, lose, or draw, flip over cars, and act an AWS about sports. But I am weird because there's a headband on my wall. Like, please be for real. And okay, devil's advocate. I remember my cousin came over the other day and he was talking about something. At this point, Disney owns everything. Like they own a billion
they
things.
own
Like
a lot more than people realize. That's
yes,
also
they
what
own a
cracks
lot,
me up.
and they very much own a monopoly on a lot of things. And so, my cousin was talking about this, and he was just like talking about Disney adults and how weird they are. I was like, oh, don't be mean to Disney adults. I'm a Disney adult. He was like, Nini, you are not a Disney adult. I was
Like
like,
now
what does
that
that
you said
mean?
that, I'm like, I've heard people tell me I'm not a Disney adult, and I was
Yeah, and
like,
I think
oh,
what people really like think about too is like, for example, when they changed Splash Mountain into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, there were people like crying, talking about they were going to go to Disney
the
and
wait time
like
for that freaking ride was like 4 hours long because they wanted to say goodbye. I was like, racist going racist.
I was just like, no one is paying attention to that song playing during Splash Mountain. Okay, no one. Like, quit
Also, the
lying.
part of the song that makes it racist has been well known this entire time,
Hmm.
and nobody spoke up about it. It's just time to change the ride. And
There
the
are so
only
many
reason they
things
freaked
at
out is because
Disney
it's
that needs to
Tiana.
be changed. Like if you go to Tomorrowland does not look futuristic. It looks like it's about to be torn down. So like,
It's I was like,
literally,
I think I was like, we're the only reason that that became a big deal is because those people are racist. Like that's
yes.
all it is. Because nobody freaked out when the rock and roller coaster is being changed to the Muppets. I ain't hear nobody having this
It's
crazy
literally the same ride. It's
uproar
just being
theme.
it was just rethemed. It's the same
Same
ride.
thing, same. It's literally the same ride, just rethemed. That's how most of these rides happen. I
And
just
so and so I understand that aspect of it where it's people like that or like people who are like, for
we're gonna
example,
just call
you
them the
sent me one,
extremists.
huh?
We can just call them the
Yeah.
extremists of the
'Cause I remember
fandom.
you sent me a video of some girl complaining about kids at Disney World, and
Bruh, she
I was
was
like,
mad, and it was just like, we've lost the plot, babes.
okay, rewind. Listen,
Because what?
Disney's for everybody, but it's a place for children.
My other thing with so it's like I can critique my own fandom essentially
Hmm.
because most of us get it. We go to
Hmm.
Disney, get our lives. I go to Disney without kids. I've gotten comments from people that I know that were like, "So you really just be going to Disney by yourself? Like, so it's just be all these kids around and like you just be there, like just be a big grown adult there?" And I'm like, first of all, am I not allowed to walk around a space where children are because I
I
don't have
never
kids?
understand. There are
Like,
rides kids can't get on.
there are rides kids are too short to get on, and there are rides my big self won't be getting on because it's made for a smaller child.
Like
I was like, and
alcoholic
also
beverages at Epcot, I can go get alcohol. Like,
that's
ain't
what
no
because
little kid
somebody was
riding
like,
the Tron ride. Please be
Disney
for real.
adults shouldn't be at Disney. It's not for kids. I was like, if Disney was just for kids, there would not be alcohol served.
Like, and people are just like,
There
well, it's
are
for the
adult
parents.
only
I'm like,
lounges and bars
parents
at Disney.
are not getting drunk to the point where they can't take care of their children while they're at Disney. Like, be for real. Actually,
There,
keeping it a buck, the creator of Disney, Disney himself, made it for everybody.
he
So
said
let's
it was for everybody.
Like, let's
Now,
think about
again, the extremists
it.
of the Disney fandom are the ones that think because they're there without their children that like we should just you like they should be in front of the line for
Mm-hmm.
things. I'm not one of those people. It's been plenty. I have given up my spot. Like I said, I've given up my spot at parades. I've given up my spot at like if I wanted to go see like a character or whatever, like I'm not a person that's going to stand in line for characters. Now, I did stand in line for Black Ariel because that was different.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the person that's like I literally told a lady, I'm like, if you want your kid could stand in front of me because
Mm-hmm.
this is a great place to see the fireworks. Like, did I want
Mm-hmm.
to see the fireworks? Absolutely. I love the fireworks. But
Mm-hmm.
also this little baby was dressed up as Tinkerbell and I knew that Tinkerbell was gonna fly over our heads. And I wanted to see a kid flip out. Did I cry? I also cried because she turned back and did that, the typical Disney commercial where they turned, I was like, Mom, this is the best thing ever. Did
Yes.
that. And me and her mom both, I don't even know this woman. We were both crying. That is what I define a Disney adult. Because why am I crying for somebody else's baby? I don't know.
But
But
that's so cute.
yeah, but it's like I'm not I'm I'm gonna say we're the typical Disney adult. Like
Mm-hmm.
the extremes that are on social media have painted this idea that like all of us are just these like deranged, detached humans. And we're not. Like there's a lady literally going viral right now on TikTok. She's mad that most of her friends have RSVP no to her wedding. They RSVP no because it's a 7-day Disney cruise.
I need her to be a little
So
for real.
now
I'm not
it's
gonna
all these
lie.
now it's all these people making think pieces like you Disney adults are weird. And I was like, it's not. I was like, granted, it's very clear she is a Disney adult.
Mm-hmm.
The Disney part is not the problem. It's the fact that you think people about to waste 7 days of their PTO to go on a cruise with you
Cruise.
and they don't like a wedding is one
That
day.
that's up there with a destination wedding.
Why are
You're
we going with
asking
you on your
people
honeymoon?
to spend money, more money than just your gift. Am I the gift when I
Why
get
am
there?
I spending money to go on your honeymoon? I don't mind destination weddings. Um, well, let me rephrase. I don't mind destination weddings that are within reason.
Yeah, because some
Like
destination weddings be
some of
crazy.
them destination weddings be like, you need $10,000 to like do the week. Like
Right.
I'm going, like I have a friend that has a destination wedding coming up, and I think it's only like 3 days. And it's a weekend. It's like practical. I can do that.
Practical. A
But
cruise is not practical.
7 days on a and like people are like it's multiple videos stitch talking about how stupid and crazy Disney adults are, and I'm like, it's not the Disney part that's the problem. It's the
Mm-mm.
7 days
Because like
on a
if you're
cruise.
if
'Cause
you're illogical about that, you're illogical about other things in your life. Because there is no way if I was getting married, I would invite my wedding party to a cruise of any kind. Damn it, being Disney, I wouldn't invite nobody to no cruise for my
it's
wedding.
basically us going with you on your honeymoon.
And why would I want you? Why would I want you on my honeymoon?
Like I'm like,
What?
but it's literally sparked the conversation, and I'm like, in the comments, people are like, yeah, Disney adults are such losers, and da 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 da. And I'm just like, this there is yes, the extremist Disney adults do have a level of inconsiderate and a little Lola that it can be talked about. Like there are also people going into debt to go to Disney 4 times a year.
I
Or
thought the $1,200 I spent was a lot, and never mind.
girl, not to mention, I thought one girl, she's having her dream wedding at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much it cost? I'm gonna just say it was in the six, like it was in the six numbers. And that was only the carriage. The carriage, they had a room to change into, the carriage, and then like the actual like renting out Magic Kingdom for the wedding. They paid extra to get Jordan Fisher and old girl to sing Happily Ever After. Yeah, granted that part, I was like,
I was
man,
like, listen, I'm not gonna lie.
if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it that level. That is true, but she also, because you know how Disney comes out with they have a wedding dress
Mm-hmm.
side that comes out with the Disney princess dresses. She had one of those on, like she was like full fledged, and people are in the comments were like, "You Disney adults are so unhinged." Da 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 da. And I was like,
You know what? Okay, okay. You know what? Okay.
"No, I disagree on
Devil,
this one.
devil's advocate. Devil's advocate. If
I just
someone has a shit ton of money, I watched Say Yes to the Dress. if somebody has a shit ton of money, there are people who go say yes to the dress and be like, I have an unlimited budget. I don't care if the dress is $2,000 or if it's $50,000.
I
They're
just
going to
want
spend whatever they're going to spend it on. So, in my opinion, when people do something extravagant like that, it has nothing to do with Disney because chances are you're going to do something extravagant anything you do. Buying a car,
exactly.
buying a house, buying whatever.
And we got to stop acting like the backdrop of Cinderella's castle is not a fantastic
That's a
place to get married.
fantastic place to get
That
married.
looks beautiful.
Like
And then
literally
you're telling me Jordan Fisher is serenading me as I'm walking down the aisle?
to
If I
happily
had
ever
unlimited
after.
if I had unlimited coins, I too would be
Listen,
getting married at Disney.
one
Like,
of my best friends from middle school, her wedding was a few years back, and she had a fairy tale theme here in Texas. She didn't go anywhere far, but it was in Texas, and she had Disney instrumental playing, and it was at a
oh, that sounds like a vibe.
cabin. It was so beautiful. I even told her at the end of it, I was because we ended up finding out that we were going to Disney World at the same time and didn't know. Like the start of her honeymoon was Disney World, and
Uh-oh.
like before they went to their honeymoon, because that wasn't really their honeymoon, but they were going to Disney World in the honeymoon, and so we were going to be there at the same time. We had no idea, and so I was like, not gonna lie to you, I may steal this idea if I ever get married. 100%. Because, like, there are ways to do it where it doesn't cost an obscene amount of money. But my point is, if you have the money, you're going to do
Emphasis
something
on if
extravagant.
you have the money. Emphasis on
Yeah.
if you have the money. Because
Now,
there's also another girl on TikTok that is currently breaking down her Disney debt. And I'm amazed. It is the equivalent of a mortgage almost.
I saw someone say they went $50,000 in debt for Disney, and I was like, you know what? I've been sitting around here crying about these damn Klarna payments, and you out here doing the most.
And that is, we're still talking about the extreme. It's like, do I believe that, like, for me, I like Disney and I like going to Disney. It's like it's a nostalgia thing, but I like being in the Disney bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in this current climate, I like being in the Disney bubble. It's
It's the escapism of it.
so the escapism, and just like I feel so relaxed at the Disney
Mm-hmm.
park. Like I went with my brother and my friend in January, and my friend was like, "I low key miss Disney already," and I was like, "Welcome to the club. I'm so
Literally,
glad that you're here."
literally the last day of my last trip back in 2021, me and my friend were walking down Main Street because we were like cutting it close to them being like on the speaker, okay, it's really close now. You gotta
Yeah.
go. So we're walking down Main Street. It was our last day, our last night, and she looked at me. I looked at her, and I was like, I miss it already. And she was just like, back to the real world, and I was just like, back to the because like it's
Back
like
to the real world is such a legit feeling when you're there at the
yeah,
park.
because
Like,
I also think
wow.
that like it's so interesting to me that people are allowed to escape in books, in movies, and all types of
Sports
media.
games,
Like
traveling the world.
you can escape in any way. To even go to there's amusement park people that go to amusement parks like Six Flags, King's Dominion, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And people draw the line at adults who want to then go to Disney World or you know what? I absolutely, if I'm having a bad mood, one way I know I can make myself feel better, I will get on YouTube on my TV and turn on the
Fireworks
happily
show.
after fireworks shows every single time because
Oh,
it makes me
man.
happy. Because I'm like, you know what? I can go the distance. Like, like it's something that brings you joy and something that I will always say is that like if it's something that brings me joy and it's not hurting another person, then that's where it should stay. At the end of the day,
Yes.
listen, old girl, you going $50,000 into debt is a you issue.
Yeah, because not to mention, and it's like I'm saying this as a person, like I've planned 3 Disney trips this year.
Oh, I'm so
When I
jealous.
told this to some people, they were like, "Are you serious? Like you could just spend that doing like traveling to another country or something." And I was like, "I can do that too.
I can do that too.
Like I can do whatever I want." Like
Mhm.
I decided this year I was going to go to every Epcot festival as I've never done
Oh,
before.
the
So
water
that's what I'm doing
festival.
this year. That's what I'm doing. Every time that I'm going, there was a different Epcot festival. That's what I'm doing. It brings me great joy. I'm
Mhm.
so excited to find the Tiana topiary
Oh.
and take a picture.
Mhm.
Like, I'm trying to think if I want to like have like an actual cute outfit on for the event. I don't know. It's the fact that it makes me so happy, and
Just do what I did. My last trip, I came in cute, took a picture, and put on sweats.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, but it's like we express our like these are being a Disney adult, we get our joy from Disney. And I think, and honestly, Disney adults get the same rep that people who play video games get.
Mm-hmm.
They're automatically called childish. There are like the fandom is already immediately dismissed as childish and everything. And as a person that's a part of both, it pisses me off to no level because I'm like, there is nothing wrong with either one of these fandoms. We're not hurting anybody. Yeah, in both fandoms, people have spent thousands of dollars for these fandoms, and that's okay because we're adults with adult money and we can do what we want. I'm not hurting nobody. In fact, I play Disney games. Like,
Like, I
leave
play
me
Dream Light Valley
alone.
every day. Like, leave me alone. Like,
Leave
I
me
don't
alone.
think it matters. And I think, like, what kills me too is when you're on TikTok or social media and someone's talking about, like, in the comment section about a Disney adult, or like making fun of
They make
Disney
fun of us
adults.
a lot.
I'm like, not you laughing at me and you have a character from like One Piece as your profile picture. Like, leave me
Or
alone.
like it'll be the girlies that have these closets full of $1,000 bags. And
And
I'm
it's
like,
like,
so you can frivolously spend on the things that bring you joy.
mm-hmm.
When I show you that Disney has a new Baymax ears that I need,
That's where you
now
draw the line.
I'm like,
Because let's keep it a buck. If we're talking about money hungry companies, babe, that Nintendo you got, money hungry company. Gucci,
well,
money hungry company.
we can't even say that first name too many times. Girl, we will get flagged. Please.
Flag. Cease and desist.
Woo! That was our one time. We can't say that no more.
Like, be for real. All of
It
these
just
companies are money hungry. Like that Gucci bag, that Louis Vuitton, like those Hermes, all of those are money hungry companies that don't give a shit about you. And I feel like, again, I feel like as long as you're not going to Disney and being rude to children and other people, then
yeah.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
The
Now,
people
I
that
have
go to
seen,
Disney
again,
and they act like elitist
yeah,
jerks, no. You go
yeah.
to Disney and you try to do stuff you know you're not supposed to be doing, or trying
Mm-hmm,
to go to Disney and doing stuff that's just inappropriate around
mm-hmm.
children. No, not you. The people that are using their kids and Disney as content to get stuff, you're a little weird too. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to say that one. But
I don't
the
do family channels.
yeah, most of us are like me and Troy. Like
Like,
we send each
I
other stuff
am
all the time.
minding my business and enjoying myself.
Yeah. I'm over here literally like I told Troy, I have a list in my head of things that I have to buy while I'm at Disney. One of my other friends has literally like, I'm putting in an order with you. In fact, I need you to FaceTime me when you get there
No, for real.
so that I can see it and like you can grab it for me because she's going to Disney. I'm going to Disney at one time. She's going during like the transition phase when they go from
Okay.
Halloween to Christmas. And
Mm.
so she's going to go and try to get the Halloween stuff on sale and get me the Christmas stuff because I want Disney ornaments for my tree.
Oh, that'd
I'm
be so
actually going to put up a
cute.
tree this year. And I've decided that tree is going to have a lot of Disney things on it.
Period. And I still
My
need
gift
you
for
to get
myself.
me a pin for Hades. So we're gonna have to
Oh,
do
I
that.
want you to know, I think I found the Hades pin that I'm going to get you.
Really?
And I can't tell you from which collection it is, but
Okay.
they released like three different villain pin sets. And
Okay.
one of the Hades on there is smooth, but I cannot find. I mean, everybody wants it. So
Yeah.
I'm trying. But right now, we don't know. But yeah, I think, hey, especially here at Pixie Heart Club, we are hardcore Disney girlies.
Yeah.
Before that whole fiasco started, before we actually started the podcast, it was literally just going to be a Disney focused
Yeah.
podcast.
It
Like
was.
that was what it was going to be. And we decided to broaden the spectrum
Yeah.
because
Because it wasn't even supposed to be called Pixie Heart Club at first. We were like leaning towards like really magical like names. Like, for instance, I have a Disneygram account. I don't use it that often, but I
yeah,
have one. And one of my favorite fireworks shows is Enchantment, so I named it
Enchantnix.
Enchantnix. There we go. That
Yeah.
happens so long. And so we were thinking about names. They got you. We were thinking about names like that, and then we were both like, oh, but like, we
And
have other interests, and like we don't want everything to be Disney based if we want to talk about anime and other nerd stuff. So that's kind of how like Pixie Heart Club kind of moved on from that.
but also Pixie Heart Club is a nod to Pixie Hollow.
Yeah,
So it's
100.
like everything about the creation of Pixie Heart Club in its entirety
Mm-hmm.
was from our love of Disney and the fact that we had so much in common about it.
Yep.
So it's just like to sit here and think that calling all of us in this fandom like weird and childish. I've seen people on TikTok say that we should be watched and that our hard drive should be investigated because of our we like Disney a little too much is what was said essentially. And I was like,
What is the correlation to that?
apparently we like being around little kids. I was like, are y'all okay? Because what?
No, because them kids be loud in Disney
Listen,
World.
and this is another thing. So I'm like I go to Disney by myself with no shame, right?
Uh-huh.
The way I will skirt and go another direction if I see too many kids
Yep.
because I have watched kids have full blowout, like full freaking spaz outs at Disney. And I will literally be like, let me give that family some space.
I'm
Let
just like,
me,
oh, no
I'm gonna
Toy
go there.
Story ride today. I'm gonna be moving on.
Okay, so everything basically at Hollywood Studios, I think I only do them at the after hours event because the crash outs in Toy Story Mania in Toy Story area is I've seen some of the crew like, and again, they're kids, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
like I'm sitting there like, oh my god, your child is so bad. It's like, okay, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your kid is crashing out.
They need their nap. I get it.
Right, the amount of kids you see in the stroller like this,
But like that's
like
such an insane comparison to
it
me.
is,
Oh my god.
and I'm just like, again, every fandom has extremists.
And
The
especially
only
because
reason
everyone who's a Disney adult doesn't get a chance to go to Disney World or Disneyland.
that's another thing. I was like, I've never been on a Disney cruise.
Me neither.
And I actually have a dream of going to every Disney park in the world.
Me too.
Like, I want to go to Shanghai so bad because I want to see the Zootopia
Oh
area.
my
And I have to go to
goodness.
which one?
I said yes. Oh my god,
Yeah,
yes.
it's like I just want to go for Zootopia, and I have to go to I have to go back to Tokyo Disney because I went as a child, but I have to go back because that's the only place I'm gonna get tangled.
Mm.
So
And
it's
they
like
got some tangled stuff there.
the amount of videos I've seen at
Oh.
Tokyo and Paris of all of the tangled stuff. I was like, why don't we get any of that
It's not
here?
even my favorite movie. I just like the design. Like it's so
I'm
pretty.
obsessed with the design. Like I obviously Tangled is the most purple
Right.
of all of them, but it's the way that they mix in the other pastel colors and like the use of the yellow. It's my favorite.
So pretty.
The
It's
next thing
literally one of
after
my
that is
favorite
actually Mulan.
artworks at Disney World when you go and you have like little taverns for Tangled and stuff. I'm just like, oh, this is so pretty. But anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. Let's talk about how we got into Disney. Since we're talking all about Disney and
Oh my
Disney
god.
adults, we have to talk about our intros to Disney. I'm not saying it has to be like specific. Like I probably couldn't remember like the first Disney
I
movie I ever
actually have
watched.
very
But
vivid first memories of Disney.
I don't know like what would have been the first Disney movie or anything I watched like that. But I mean I know why I like Disney and like what introduced me, like what movies and stuff. So, Brittany, would you like to go first?
The first movie I remember is Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, right, because you wanted the dog.
Yeah, we had a Cocker Spaniel and we used to watch it with him. But my first vivid memory of anything Disney related was there's this, my mom had, it was, I think it was like a 2000 puzzle piece
Mm-hmm.
puzzle, and it was a big Disney puzzle that she put in a frame,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Sorcerer Mickey, I think, and Minnie.
Oh, I love Sorcerer Mickey.
And I think they got it from Tokyo Disney. But I remember that thing like vividly in my head. And I also remember my brother being thoroughly obsessed with everything Mickey Mouse. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
wasn't obsessed with everything Minnie until I was older. Like me and Minerva go real good now. But when I
Yeah.
was younger, I just remember Mickey being a thing. And then of course I was obsessed with the Disney princesses because
Mm-hmm.
like who wasn't obsessed
Who
with the
wasn't?
Disney
Yeah.
princesses, really? So yeah, no, that's my first thing. And being in Japan, Disney presents a little differently
Mhm.
overseas. And back then the Disney store was very Sorcerer Mickey-esque.
Oh, okay, I can see that. As you were talking, you reminded me of something. I said I did not remember like what my earliest Disney memory was. And now granted, I'm sure I probably did watch a movie before this, but the earliest memory I remember of Disney was back in like 2000, 2001, which would have been the first time I was cognitive enough to know anything. Um, 'cause-
Woo!
I'm sorry, but
I was
I had
like,
to
oh
say
my
that because
God.
I had to say that because in the 90s I was a baby. So
Yeah, it just every time you say it,
I'm
it's
a
just like,
2000s
wow,
kid.
we're
I'm a
not that far
2000s
away in age. We're
yeah,
not that far away in age, but we were that far away in
yeah.
age as
Because
kids.
I'm a 2000s kid, like all the way through, and I was a 2010s teenager. So, um,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm a young millennial. I'm like literally the second to last year of millennials. So, I'm sure I've watched like The Lion King before that, but again, I was so little, I have no recollection of it. The
Right.
first recollection of it I actually have is my aunt, who's also my godmother. She lived in Michigan, so she would come down here and there,
Dog
and
is being so
around, huh?
disrespectful. I said, this dog is being so disrespectful. I know the mic is picking up the sound.
I did hear a little bit, but only
Yeah.
a little. But so one year she came down and she always wanted to, we were our only nieces and nephews because she only had one sibling, my dad. So she was always excited to take us places. And either in 2000 or 2001, they rebooted Fantasia.
Oh, oh
And
yeah, Fantasia 2000.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so they had a theatrical release, and she came down. She took us to go see the new Fantasia, and I'd already really loved the original Fantasia, so I was really, really excited. And it didn't even bother me that no one spoke in this movie, which was surprising to my aunt. She didn't think we were gonna like it because like no one talks. But it was one of the earliest memories of me and Mickey specifically because like we
Yep.
watched Disney movies a lot, but that was later on. But that was like such a clear memory I have and the earliest memory I have because I remember going to the movies and I was so excited to see it. And it's genuinely to this day one of my favorite movies. It's kind of like background noise for me at this point where I can just like turn it on and like just
I
have it
can do that.
playing.
I go to sleep sometimes. I can play it and go to sleep.
Yeah, I love Fantasia. Some of my earliest memories that, and again, I'm pretty sure like the other one is The Lion King. Lion King is forever one of my just favorite Disney movies. I don't think you can really go wrong with The Lion King because
Yep.
it's just like an amazing story and literally I just feel like Lion King is one of those things that everyone just loves. Like even if
Yep.
you casually like it, like you have to admit like it's a good movie. Like it's one of Disney's best. So
I mean, they took it from the White Lion storyline, but I still love it. Like, actually, most of the stories from like their Renaissance era were stories already told, but nothing was really topping most of
no,
Lion King, especially. But my sister drugged that movie.
to the
My dad
ground.
had to buy multiple VHSs of that movie. I think
Oh,
that's the best way to
yeah.
put it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Especially because like I feel like back then, like looking at it now, I'm just like, oh, that stuff was so cheap back then. Like thinking about how much VHSs cost, but like the value of a dollar was different. So at the time, it was really expensive to like get the VCR and the VHS, and you know you couldn't like rewind too much because you'd screw it
You had
up.
to buy the separate rewinder because apparently like
Yes.
rewinding it in the VHS was like wrong. Oh my God.
Yep. So
I
that
just
was like,
remember we were watching Little Mermaid because one of my sisters was very obsessed with Little Mermaid.
mhm.
And I remember we got to the part where she's singing and it started jumping.
Oh, I hated when that happened.
My dad was like, Who did this? Like, it
It was so easy to screw up VCRs and
was
VHSs.
so easy,
Like
man.
the littlest thing, like, and you remember how like you flip up the back part to make sure the film was okay. Like even a little bit of a touch could
I
screw it up.
used to enjoy watching when you put it in the rewinder. I used to enjoy watching the mechanism
Move.
working it, and I was like so fascinated. But
And,
I definitely say that my parents, because my parents were one of the parents that actually like cared about what their kids were consuming, I didn't get to watch a whole lot of stuff, but in general Disney was pretty trusted.
right.
So my parents really played into the Disney thing
Yeah.
and didn't see anything really wrong with it. Like granted there were some, like the Black Cauldron will always be one of the scariest things I ever encountered as a child.
Really?
Bro, I watched Black Cauldron as an adult and I was like, this is why we only watched this movie once.
I wasn't scared of Black Cauldron.
The Black Cauldron, my mom bought it and we used it to build Barbie houses.
Oh,
Yeah, we used the VHS tapes to build Barbie
to get
houses. And
like
I remember Black Cauldron being on the bottom so that I could put a rug over it to cover the whole thing because it was terrifying.
my parents, they like your parents, they were very involved in whatever we did on the internet, what we did on TV, whatever, like all the time. Like we had one computer and it was like a family computer, so it was like there was no like googling whatever you wanted to. But anyway, um, but I will say I've said this before that my dad wasn't the biggest fan of princess movies. He felt like they were unrealistic and gave girls unrealistic expectations.
Your dad was ahead of his time.
And he was like, no, kids. And so he let us watch them 100%. Like he wanted us to be kids, but he wanted us to be like very practical children. And I always compare him to Tiana's dad, where he tells her like, you can wish upon that star, but like you have to do work. So um my dad was very much against like the whole prince thing. Like he was
I
just
can
like,
totally hear your dad being like, trust none of them.
and it wasn't even like, how like some dads are like stereotypically weird with their daughters, and it's kind of like oh, I
Yeah.
never want you to date. It wasn't even like that. It was just like, okay, listen, ain't no prince about to marry a scullery maid. Okay, that's not
Your
so
dad was like, let's kill that now.
let's just keep it a buck. Okay, that's not happening.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
no princess in Baghdad is going to marry a servant on the street. It's not happening. So he was really like that. Like he was like also, and he didn't tell us that it was like low key assault. But whenever like Philip would kiss Aurora or Prince Charming would kiss Snow White, he's like, no one's allowed to touch you if you are not awake.
Your dad was
he,
like, we actually need to have conversations.
he was like, no, he was, and only the princess movies, only the princess or prince movies, because obviously Aladdin is his own movie. But
Yeah,
those were the only movies that he really like was kind of like about,
that is
because he didn't.
so funny.
But if you know my dad, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
really
like
up
it
his
makes
alley.
total sense.
So he kind of popped bubbles about romances, but like anything else he didn't care. Like, Emperor's
Honestly,
New Groove and Fox and a Hound, stuff like
oh,
that,
God,
he did not care about.
Hound. The only thing that Disney princess movies made me think is that when I got older, I could go to balls. And then I started watching things like In Different Worlds, and I thought my college career was going to be like that. And then Living Single also made me think like I was more deceived by sitcoms than I was Disney
I
movies.
agree. I think the plus side to Disney cartoons is that like they were so magnificent and like over the top that I don't think it ever occurred to me, even without my
Nothing
dad.
felt like
Um,
none of it felt real life.
yeah, because it felt like a fairy tale. Like, it felt
Yes.
like something like you just kind of dream up, nothing like you like really thought of being real necessarily. But like my baby sister was still very much a princess. Like she
Yeah.
still very much wanted to like marry Corbin Blue and be a prince.
That is such a Disney crush.
She was
Very
so
Corbin
in love.
Blue.
Literally one day, like I don't know if she just wasn't paying attention, but she was young when High School Musical came out. So I think if
Yeah.
I was 10 when High School Musical came out, she had to be 5. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I was trying to remember how
Like,
old she was.
woo!
um, I know you were in high school, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I was in elementary school when it came out, but uh, I don't think she really paid attention to it because she was so little. But when she got older and she watched the like latter half of High School Musicals, it dawned
Uh-huh.
on her that Corbin Blue was in it. And one day, I can remember this so distinctly. We were in the living room in our apartment, and we were watching like High School Musical 2,
Mhm.
and she like looking at him. And my sister had at this point never gotten a relaxer, so she was like, "Oh my god!" I said, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Corbin Blue has my hair." I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah, I guess."
adorable and a mess all at the same time.
She was like, "I love him." I was like, "You love him because of his hair?"
That went,
When
that
I
went
tell
0 to
you,
1,000 so quick. Like, we are alike. He's mine.
when I tell you, she was so in love with him until
Oh,
then. Like, made me watch any movie he was in, any
that is so cute.
music. Like, she would try to pause push it to the limit. Like, remember when Disney Channel used to have like
Yes.
random music videos play? She would be like in front of the TV going, push it to the limit. And I'd be like, Chris, please. I have heard this song 12 times. You know, at this point, you could rewind TV.
I really appreciate her crush was so full.
It was, she went
appreciate
0
that.
to 100. Like, was obsessed with him. Like, literally her first love.
That
But
is so cute.
but my sister was definitely like into fairy tales. Like, she was definitely the only one of the three of us girls who were like really into fairy tales. She's not super into fairy tales now. Like, I feel like it's really funny. Like, you would think she'd be a Disney adult, but she's really not. Like, she likes Disney and she would definitely go to Disney World, stuff like that, but it's like whatever to her. And then like I was opposite, because as a kid I was like, I love Disney movies, but I wasn't like too like into
Same.
like, I was really like practical about stuff. So I didn't really, but yeah, so like, ooh, who was my first Disney crush?
I'm literally going through my head right now trying to think of mine, and I think my first one was Aladdin. Huh.
Mine?
Because live action, mine was Lee Thompson.
No comment. Because I don't want to make you feel any type of way.
It's
But
fine. We've already talked about that you have no real connection to him whatsoever. We get it. We know.
well,
I'm
no,
just
I
saying,
have. Okay, listen.
he should have been one. He is
Like,
one of the pillars of
I
the Disney
have a
channel.
late, but I have a late one, because by the time I was able to watch it, it was reruns. So like,
Yeah.
I still love the show and the movie, but I just, it wasn't something that
Yeah.
I watched
Lee
while I was
Thompson
born.
walked so Hannah Montana could run. And I know people hate to hear that, but I'm like, the whole premise of being a secret celebrity was Lee Thompson.
I feel like a lot of people walk. So most Hannah, Miley, Demi, and Selena could run. Like, I just feel like that's just normal.
Yeah, because you remember that conversation when they were like, "Oh, Miley Cyrus should be on like the pillar of Disney," and like they were mad at Raven Simone for saying that she shouldn't be on there, and I was like, "No, Hannah
But
Montana,
you're,
Miley
but
Cyrus, they were the
Pillar
second
would
string."
mean before
Yeah,
Hannah came out. Hannah
they
came
were
out in the
second string.
mid 2000s.
Yeah, it's like the people that held down the Disney Channel. That was Raven, Lizzie McGuire,
Like,
even
please
Christina
be for real.
Romano
They're
had held
talking about
on.
Mount Rushmore, because Mount Rushmore is a bunch of presidents who are the originals. Like, you
Yeah,
don't get people who are like later. Okay, never mind. Let me stop.
yeah, I
What,
know.
what is that? What is that Smosh sound? I'm an adult.
You're a Disney adult. We're allowed to have this debate.
We should actually have a
We
podcast about
actually should do a Mount
that.
Rushmore Pixie
Yeah,
Bite, I think, because I think
yeah,
we have to put ourselves at a time limit.
yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, I can't think of live action who would
I'm
have
trying to think
been,
live action. Who was I?
because I'm trying to think of Disney. Like, I had live action crushes, but I don't know if I had one for Disney. I had cartoons, but I don't know if I had a live action one.
I didn't have, honestly, I had Lee Thompson, um, dude from Cousin Skeeter,
Mm.
and
Because every time I think of someone who's a real human being, I realize they're Nickelodeon.
yes, that's what I was about to say. I was like, mine is everything but Disney.
Like,
No,
I had a crush on Everybody Hates Chris, Gregory from Abbott Elementary.
I still have a crush on that man.
I mean, yeah, I have a bigger one now. I did
That man is beautiful to me. I was like, y'all can miss me with that. That man is gorgeous.
Tyler Joseph, whatever his name is.
Tyler James.
Something.
I forgot which combination it is.
Yeah, I forget which one it is. Tyler. I had a crush on him, but he wasn't Disney. Well, he was on Disney at some point, but he was on Disney when I was.
He was on for Let It Shine, but I was an adult by Let It Shine.
When that came out. I don't think I had a human Disney crush. My first cartoon Disney crush was definitely either Aladdin or Eric.
Yeah, I think mine was Aladdin.
Mine was definitely one of those. But I don't know if it was Eric, because he didn't have much of a conversation.
Actually, I think I lied, because I think when Aladdin first came out, I wasn't really checking for men or for boys yet. I think my first one was probably Jim Hawkins. I actually think I have to say.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense for you. Yeah.
Because I wasn't really checking for boys for, because they came out when I was like the appropriate age for when they came out.
Yeah.
I wasn't really checking for boys yet, but cartoon wise, the first time I looked at the cartoon character, I was like, wait, he kind of cute.
I lied. Why would I say that? Nick
Which one?
Jonas.
I forgot.
No.
Okay, so obviously I had aged out of Disney Channel by the
Right.
time the Jonas Brothers were really on there.
Even though
But
you're like their age.
yeah, I was their age, so I wasn't really checking for them
Mhm.
on Disney Channel, but I just like their music. But I could see Nick.
Yeah, I was like, I think that's probably my first human Disney crush. I think
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I just can't remember, but I
Either
was very
way,
much into it.
all
Huh?
of these things are reasons why being a Disney adult just feels so fun
It's so
because
fun to have like just your own like little escape world, and it could be so specific to you. Like
yeah,
you love um Emperor's New Groove, Treasure Planet, Big Hero 6, and
you're
then like
everything that could possibly be the spookiest things you could find
yep,
in pirates.
yep.
Like,
That is so funny. Spooky and pirate.
yeah, spooky and pirates. So it's just like, and
Like
then it's funny because in other fandoms and in other things, I am obsessed with pirates. So
just
it's
not with
funny that
Disney.
like in the Disney realm, like Pirates of the Caribbean is cool, but it's not my
It's
favorite.
literally
Like
my favorite
you
film
and
series.
my other friend are obsessed with the whole Pirates franchise, and I'm like, it didn't really do that for me.
1 through 3. But
When I say franchise, I mean 1 through 3.
someone told me that on TikTok when I was talking about my Davy Jones pin. They were like, "Oh, girl, don't know what to talk about the other ones anyway."
Yeah, I was like, I don't actually count those.
No, they don't count. But
Yeah,
yeah, I feel like you can like because it's such a big franchise, because it's such a big company and they've had so many things come out. I feel like it's the same way with like DreamWorks and stuff like that. Like when a company is that big and the company that shall not be named because we're going to get cease and desist,
hmm
they have so much stuff that you can literally kind of like form your own escape route. Like you know what I mean? Like you
yeah.
have escapism however you want it to be. So I think that's really great. And I'll always love it. I'll always be a Disney adult and no one can stop that because no one's paying my bills.
I just want to say because I feel like this is like a perfect way to kind of end this conversation. Disney adult is the same as any other fandom. In fact, if you're over here calling us cringe, because I don't know when cringe became the word of insult. That's lazy.
Literally.
It's overplayed, it's lazy. Stay out of my pockets and mind your
Mhm.
business. Cause I'm still going to Disney. We still gonna talk about Disney stuff. And
Yep.
I think y'all should have there's plenty of other things to worry about
Yep.
than worried about us liking a fandom.
Yep. Then worrying about me watching Pirates of the Caribbean for the 800th time.
Me thinking to myself right now that I was gonna have a princess marathon after this.
I actually really want to sit down and watch Hercules. I don't know why, but I was been
I was
singing Gold
thinking if
Distance.
I need to go back and just go through the playlist because I have all of them saved on my thing so that I can watch them all like in order. But I have the
Mhm.
urge to watch Cinderella.
I watched that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was like, I love
I
this
love
movie.
old school Disney movies.
I like watching all the Cinderellas, like
They're
all of
so good.
them. Okay, here is the final question of the segment. You have one Disney movie that you can recommend to somebody to get them into the Disney space and to join the fandom. What movie is going to be the movie that you think would pull them in?
Oof. Okay.
This is hard.
It's so hard. I think there's so many good movies that can like really like pull people in. Um Now my favorite I don't think would pull people in.
My favorite wouldn't pull people in either.
Mine is Alice in Wonderland, and I don't think that's a good one. I think there's too much stuff happening in Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Um and it's really like nonsensical, so I don't think that's a good one. I am going to say though, I have 3 that could be possible. Number
Okay.
1, Rescuers,
The original one?
the original one.
Oh, I love that movie.
I feel like that's such a like classic movie, and like it's good for kids. You can watch it as an adult, a teenager, whatever. That's a good one. This is biased because it's the first VHS I've ever gotten as my own VHS. But this is one of my favorite movies, and I just think it's funny, and I think it's a good one. The Great Mouse Detective.
Oh, we're so alike. It's so annoying.
So annoying.
So annoying. My God. Jesus
And I
Christ.
feel like I have to throw a princess in there because, like, what is Disney if not for their princess line? And
Okay.
now, listen, I love my girl. I love my girl down bad. Tiana's my
Tiana's not the
girl,
one.
but it's not the one I would say. I
It's not.
feel like if you want to super get in, like, if you want to start with the princesses, I feel like Cinderella really is like an OG. Like I feel like the way that movie is structured and done is so nice and beautiful and fun. It's such a classic.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the like the really classic Disney songs come from either that or Pinocchio. And I just think like that is a movie that like A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes is one of my favorite
I love every variation that that song has.
that song has.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say?
You're
Oh,
supposed to
sorry.
name it.
I lost my train of thought. But I just feel like Cinderella is like the princess that can really really do it. Like I just think the movie is amazing.
Okay. So if I'm naming three, the first one is Lion King.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Lion King is the one movie that even people that don't like Disney
Mm-hmm.
like Lion King.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think it is like the easiest one to like pull in. Now, I think because a lot of older people think that Disney is childish.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually would recommend a book or a movie that has like a little bit more of a but yes, so
Okay.
I'm saying Lion King is
Mm-hmm.
one. Um dang, this is so hard. You know what's funny? I actually think Meet the Robinsons is
My
serious enough
movie.
and whimsical enough
Mm-hmm.
to be in the list of movies I would recommend people who don't Disney
Mm-hmm.
because there's still a lot of heart in that
Okay.
and it's still like good. However, I would actually recommend a Pixar
Inside Out.
movie. I would not recommend Inside Out. I want them to
Okay.
want to come back to Disney.
Toy Story.
No,
Really?
I would not recommend Toy Story either. But no, I would not recommend Inside Out. I would not recommend
No
Soul.
crying.
I would recommend Onward because Onward has a
I
lot of
cried in Onward.
huh?
I cried like a baby with that
I
movie.
did not. But Onward has a lot of nods to other nerd
Oh
fandoms
yeah.
that somebody not like in the Disney one would gravitate towards a little bit. And it would
Okay.
be like a little nostalgia moment for them because I'm trying to get them to come back. I cannot emotionally wreck them by putting them into Inside Out. No. And
Touche.
as an adult, Soul wrecked me.
Oh yeah. Soul was too much.
Soul was just
And I hate Disney because the way they put that out did not make it feel like that.
I had no idea that's what the overall lesson of Soul was going to be, and I was sobbing by the end of it. Can't do Elemental because again, sobbing by the end of
Sobbing.
it.
Listen.
Um,
Oof. No. No.
yeah. So
Um.
those are my
I will.
three.
Oh, I have one more.
Okay.
If you want more of a family movie that I think is really, really like family oriented and like really good for, I feel like adults and children, I gotta give a shout out to Lilo and Stitch.
I'm shocked you did not say Encanto.
Again, come back. You want them to come back. That's too much
No,
emotional
that's
trauma.
true. True. If the goal is to come back, let's not emotionally devastate them.
But
That's why I
I
didn't
feel
say
like,
Coco.
oh, that's too much. Not
Yeah.
interested in like Bruce. But I feel like Lilo and Stitch is one of those movies. I listen. I have Stitch
Not
right
the
here.
live
This might be
action foolishness. We're talking
no.
about the animated.
I have my sister called this light skin Stitch, but
It is light skin. Well, I was like, why are you so light skinned?
I have no idea. I pastel though. I think it's to match Angel being
Oh,
pastel.
like I was like, Angel's the right pink, but Stitch is
Yeah,
not the right blue.
no, he's light skin Stitch, but
Stitch is like wintertime Stitch.
yeah. When she called him that, I was like, I hate you, but uh.
Oh, man.
Anyway, I love Stitch. So this is kind of biased, but I also think that Lilo and Stitch is one of those movies that is so family oriented, and it's not about like romance, like in the relationship between a man and a woman type way. It's not like focused on anything super fantastical. Like obviously it's like
Yeah.
aliens, but it's not something like that. It's so centered around family and like how much family can mean to you and found family. I feel like that can pull a lot of people in, similar to The Lion King, which has the found family, the betrayals, and all stuff like that. I think that's another one that's a really good one if you want to get into it.
Yeah. My honorable mention is actually Mulan.
Oh, can't go wrong.
Yeah. It's like that movie
Do
was
you
good.
want to stay
That's
for
one of the few
dinner?
movies my dad actually stayed awake for
Do
in
you
the
want
theater.
to stay forever?
Please, special shout out to you, grandmother.
Love her. But yeah,
Okay.
I would say those.
Okay. Well, this is our thoughts on being a Disney adult and how we're sick and tired of being judged extra harshly for a fandom that just brings us joy.
And how, unless you gonna come to Houston, Texas, and pay either of our bills, you don't have any right to say nothing.
You can. We like the engagement, so feel free to say whatever
Yeah,
you want in the comments because I do like a good
be
engagement moment.
be a jerk
Yeah,
because
say what you gotta say in the comments.
what did Miley Cyrus
Engagement.
say? Like she was talking a few years ago, and she was just like she doesn't care about all the hate people send her because she's just like that comment is making somebody else Google me and making me more popular. So
Listen, at this point, engage me, baby.
engage, girl. I don't care.
Okay.
Anyway,
Any announcements?
I do have one.
Oh, okay.
I do have one. Okay. Now I'm not going to show anybody this because I don't want it to get anywhere. But I finished my Percy Jackson tattoo. And now all I just really need to do is like I don't know if this makes sense to anyone other than you if you don't use Procreate. It's on a file right now that is like 8 different uh you know whatever, and I need to like merge them and like make it one solid thickness, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because right now it's like a whole bunch of different like fine lines and thick here. Anyway, I have finished my Percy Jackson tattoo
This is
because I wanted to
exciting.
finish it out before I did it, and I also wanted this to heal before I got a new tattoo. So I'm thinking what I may do, and I want the tattoo because the tattoo is technically from Titan's Curse, which is the next season we're gonna get in December. So I'm thinking I will give that to myself as a birthday present because technically I'm supposed to give it to myself
That's
as
good.
a 10K milestone, but then I if this for 10K, so it's like whatever. So I was like, you know what, I can save money because it's probably going to be a lot of money for this tattoo because it's going to be like right here, and if it's going to be big,
Oh.
I'm going to end up spending a lot of money. So I
Yes.
did finish it. It's a quote from uh Titan's Curse. I'll give you guys the quote because I don't think that's a big of a deal. It's
Yeah, the
the
quote doesn't change
no,
anything.
I just don't want anyone to see like the artwork for it, but it's not that big of a deal anyway. Like the artwork isn't that great, but um, ignore her. Uh, but it's a quote at the end of book 3, and it's always been one of my favorite quotes in the series. I think like the quote, even though it is technically about Percabeth, I feel like it's like really like makes sense for the whole first 5 books. And
Mhm.
it's the one like I'm gonna read the whole quote because I don't want to like butcher it, and I will butcher it. Hold on. So it's the scene at the end where Percy is dancing with Annabeth because he tells her that, like he owes her a dance. And why can't I let me put in Rick Rider's name. And so they're dancing and there's a song playing in the background as they dance. And it goes, so I took her hand and I don't know what everybody else heard, but to me it sounded like a slow dance, a little sad, but maybe a little hopeful too. So I'm not getting that whole quote. It's not the whole thing. It's just the part that says a little sad, but maybe a little hopeful too. So that is the quote that I am getting, and there is artwork around it that is Percy Jackson themed. I've always loved that scene and that quote, not just because of Percy and Annabeth, but I just think it's so Percy. Because everything he looks at and everything he does is with hope, and he's such a hopeful character, even when the gods are literally trying to murder him.
Yep.
But so that is the tattoo, and I just told myself, you know what, it is 100% gonna be. I'm gonna do it for my birthday. I'm gonna be in town for my birthday, which never happens anymore. And
Yeah, it doesn't.
no, never. But I'm not going anywhere this year. I decided I would like to spend my birthday with my friends, and in home and at home. So, which the plus side is that if I'm in Houston, that means Brittany can drag me to get the tattoo, and I can't.
I'm be sending her tattoo options right now because I need somebody with fine line expertise because this tattoo is meaningful. So I need it to be Done well.
So yeah, so that's the only update I think I have. I actually have an update for Brittany
You have an
because she
update for
never,
me?
yeah, because she never wants to, she always wants to shout out what I'm doing.
That's incorrect. We haven't recorded in like 3 weeks.
No, don't matter.
It was on the announcement list at one point.
Um, because anytime she does something cool,
Eh,
she wants to pretend like, oh, it's no big
I haven't
deal.
done anything cool in like 2 months.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
Anywho, Brittany has made it to 6.6 thousand subscribers
that's
on,
6.6.
yes, on Read with
I
Melanin.
did not know that.
Yes, you are. I keep track of it.
Listen, I only keep track once it crosses over to the next 1,000 because
Yeah.
otherwise I find myself like obsessing over the number a little too much.
Mhm.
So I only see when it changes to a 7, then I'll be like, score! We did it.
All milestones are important milestones.
This is what I
So
tell her, and she thinks she's getting one over on me by saying it on here. And okay.
listen, it's always easier to be the person to say it than the person to receive it. So
Oh yeah, all the time. This is why I'm letting you have it because I don't remember if we talked about it when it happened. Because I think it happened in February. It's
I
taking
don't
me a
think,
little
I think we
taking
had,
me a little while to get past the 6.
I think we were on a spring break. So I
Yes.
don't think
I
about
think
it.
when it happened, we weren't available. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't think I deliberately ignored this. I think life really was like, absolutely not time, girl. Maybe
Yeah.
later.
So there's that. Those are all of our announcements for this podcast. Don't forget that a week from today, we will have a Pixie Bite, and that Pixie Bite will be our favorite direct to VHS or direct to DVD movies. And that will be it for us. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.